Hi there, Garfield students. We're getting to the end of this unit and it's time to start talking about our public service announcement and the project for this unit. This video is intended to walk you through those final steps to get you started on making the public service announcement and get your questions answered in a way that I can give you individual feedback and the attention that you need. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is find the project overview and the rubric. We've been down here in week 5, and I want you to go all the way back up here to week 3. So that is going to be right here in week 3, right under the hydrologic cycle work and right before the water quality lab. Once you locate that, go ahead and take a moment to skim over the information and re-watch this project overview video so that you remind yourself what we're going to be doing and some of the outlets that you could do it. Go ahead and pause the video while you do that. All right, hopefully you got energized and excited about doing the public service announcement, and you've thought more deeply about the topics because you've added to the discussion boards on Schoology as we've been moving through this unit. So you might want to also go back and see what you've written in your homework journals and on those discussion boards to kind of group together your thoughts and see where you might be missing some information, what questions you have, and what details you need to move this project forward. Go ahead and pause the video now to do that. All right, so at this point you've definitely decided which project you're going to do. You've posted to some of the discussion boards and you've gone back through and looked at your homework journals to figure out what it is that you've already done on this project and maybe what questions you have in order to move forward. So next I want you to look through these project options and the components that you need to describe in a whole lot of detail. They're going to be different for each of the projects. So remember, project 1 is the public service announcement, and here's the criteria for that one. Project 2 is the application to the Youth Advisory Council and the prompts that you would be writing about there. And project 3 is the Ocean Awareness Contest, and you're going to need to choose one of these specific prompts that deals with water quality, water scarcity, and water issues. And thinking about how you're going to communicate the problem and the solution through your artistic piece. All right, so what now? You've looked over the rubric, you've reviewed the information that you've already gathered for the project, you've thought about your needs and your questions, so how do you communicate that to me and get feedback from me before the project is due? So I want to know what you're doing and how I can help you. Here are 2 options that you have. One is you could do a Flipgrid option. That Flipgrid option allows you to record a quick video. I really like it to be about 3 minutes long, but I'll set the Flipgrid to be 5 minutes in case you've got something really important to tell me. In that video, you're going to discuss one aspect of your PSA project or one aspect of your project in general that you haven't posted about yet on any of the Schoology discussion boards. So what might that look like? Well, if you're doing the public service announcement, you've probably talked about the human activity that leads to a type of pollutant or how those pollutants affect ecosystem, but maybe you haven't explained how the water cycle interacts with that pollutant, or you haven't described a method or action that somebody might take to help mitigate or reduce the impact of that problem. You should keep in mind that we should always advocate for things that individuals can do. Even though that's a small impact, it could add up if a lot of people did it. Or you could think about things that are happening in the community or that need to happen at the governmental level to affect a systemic change and really reduce this problem. If you're talking about the Youth Leadership Council, Advisory Council, you might want to discuss with me something that you don't know very much about. Maybe you want to talk about ocean acidification or climate change in your application, and you need a little bit of clarity on that. Or perhaps you're doing the art contest, and there's something about the water cycle or something about one of these topics that you're just not familiar with, and you want a little bit of extra information to push you over the edge and increase the quality of your work. In any of those cases, you're going to want to record a video that you describe some aspect of the project and that you ask me a question that you would like to have answered in order for you to do better on that project. And I'll show you what that Flipgrid looks like in just a moment. If you haven't done a Flipgrid for my class or other classes before, Flipgrid is pretty user-friendly. I'll give you a link that'll bring you to this website. The prompt that I want you to answer is right here. You just record a video and you post it. It'll be private until I view it. I will view it and then comment and give you feedback and answer your question. And then you'll be able to come back and read or view the feedback that I've given you. The other option is that you could schedule a meeting with me. That maybe you want a little bit more time, you want to actually have a conversation, maybe you have a group that is doing the project together and you need to have everybody in on the call. In that case, you'll be able to schedule a meeting with me during the asynchronous time and just set aside some time where we can talk about your project and I can give you individual feedback. If you're doing the individual meeting option, I will give you a link to a spreadsheet that looks like this, and then you can go in and sign up for any of the time slots in these yellow spaces. Anytime Monday through Friday, and that will just guarantee that you have some uninterrupted time with me to discuss your project and get your questions answered. All right, thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end, and sorry about the glitchiness and the mistakes that were made in this video. I'm still trying to figure out my video editing skills. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Get going on your Flipgrid or make an appointment with me. Don't leave this project to the last minute, otherwise it's going to cause you undue stress. I'm giving you a lot of time in our asynchronous time and next week to work on this. So make sure that you're taking that time and that you're not giving yourself a crunch to do on a weekend or right before it's due. Reach out to me if you have any questions.